Welcome. In this presentation, we are stepping beyond the ordinary idea of time as a straight line moving from past to future. We are going to explore a different possibility, that time is not simply something we measure with clocks, but something we perceive, interpret, and participate in. What looks linear may actually be layered, patterned, and alive. This is an invitation to reconsider the architecture of reality itself. Most of us have been trained to think of time as fixed, universal, and objective, but this slide introduces a deeper insight. Time, as we usually live it, is more like a shared agreement than an absolute law. The linear sequence of past, present, and future is useful for coordination, planning, and storytelling. Yet the lens through which we perceive time may be shaping what time appears to be. When we mistake the lens for reality, we forget that experience itself may be far more fluid. The mind does not passively receive a perfectly ordered stream of reality. Instead, the brain is constantly editing fragments of sensation into a coherent narrative. Raw sensory signals arrive in pieces, and the brain organizes them into the illusion of continuity. What we call time may be, in part, the mind's way of stitching experience together. In that sense, sequence is not merely discovered, it is constructed. We have all had moments when time seemed to slow down or open up. In states of awe, shock, beauty, or deep presence, perception stretches. Ordinary clock time may keep moving at the same rate, but lived time changes. This slide reveals an important truth. Time is not constant in experience, it is elastic. The more present we become, the more spacious reality can feel. Across traditions and across centuries, both mystics and physicists have encountered a similar paradox. Mystical traditions often describe reality as simultaneous, dreamlike, or beyond ordinary sequence. Modern physics, in its own language, has suggested that time may not function the way common sense assumes. This is not about forcing science and spirituality together. It is about noticing that both, at their edges, begin to question the same assumption, that time is simply a line. Here we enter one of the most provocative ideas in modern thought, the block universe. In this view, past, present, and future may all already exist within a larger field of reality. Time does not move in the way we imagine. Rather, consciousness moves through a structure in which all moments are already present. This does not mean life is meaningless or predetermined in a simplistic way. It means our usual sense of time flowing may be a feature of awareness, not of reality itself. If time is not a straight road, what is it? This slide offers a different image, the spiral. A river moves in one direction, but a spiral returns while still evolving. In a spiral model, life does not merely repeat, and it does not simply progress in a straight line. It revisits themes at new levels. Patterns recur, but with variation, depth, and development. This helps explain why certain lessons, relationships, and inner states seem to return with new meaning over time. Rather than isolated points trapped on a timeline, we may be nested patterns within larger patterns. The past, present, and future are not necessarily sealed off from one another. They may be interconnected layers within a greater whole. This is the logic of the fractal, the same intelligence repeating at different scales. When we begin to see ourselves this way, identity becomes less like a fixed point and more like a living pattern unfolding across dimensions of experience. This slide names one mode of time, chronos. Chronos is clock time, calendar time, deadline time. It is measurable, external, and efficient. It is the time of productivity, scheduling, and control. There is nothing inherently wrong with chronos. It helps society function. But when it becomes the only reality we recognize, consciousness contracts. We begin to live in effort, urgency, and future bracing, disconnected from the deeper intelligence of the present. In contrast to chronos, kairos is the time of alignment. It is not measured by clocks, but by significance, ripeness, and resonance. Kairos is the opportune moment, the threshold where something real can happen. It is spacious rather than pressured. It is received rather than forced. This is the dimension of time in which transformation often occurs, not because we push harder, but because we become available to what is trying to emerge. This comparison invites self-recognition. Are you living mostly in Chronos, always pushing, striving, and bracing for what comes next? Or are you learning to inhabit Kairos, where presence deepens and reality feels more relational, spacious, and alive? This is not about rejecting structure, it is about noticing the mode of consciousness from which you are operating. The geometry of your inner life matters. A flat line and a living spiral produce very different experiences of reality. This slide introduces a radical idea that so-called future states may not need to be chased in a linear way. Instead, they may be accessed through resonance. The version of you that embodies what you desire may already exist as a pattern in the wider field. If so, transformation is less about forcing your way forward and more about becoming coherent with that pattern. Time collapse in this sense is not speed, it is alignment. This is one of the core teachings of the presentation. You do not overcome the illusion of time by moving faster, you do it by tuning more deeply. Awareness becomes the dial, presence becomes the antenna, clarity becomes the key. The question is no longer, how do I get there sooner, but how do I become available to the reality already encoded in the field? The shift is from effort to attunement, from force to coherence. This slide gathers the major elements together: the mind, represented by the prefrontal cortex, perception and anticipation; the larger reality field, represented by the block universe; and action, represented by fractal time or kairos. When these dimensions align, manifestation is no longer a vague, mystical concept. It becomes the result of coherence across thought, presence, and participation. Ultimate alignment is not fantasy. It is the point where inner state and reality structure begin to harmonize. The presentation closes with a final reframe. Time is not a wall to push through. It is a bridge, not something to conquer, but something to cross consciously. Not later, but now. The future may not be waiting in front of you as a distant object. It may already be present as a living possibility, asking for your participation. The invitation is to walk deliberately into that reality with awareness, trust, and alignment.
Thank you for watching. If something in this resonated with you, then you're already closer than you think. If you're ready to go deeper, there's a link below to my book, Quantum Manifestation: How to Collapse Time and Shift Timelines. This isn't theory. It's a framework you can actually use. Tap the link below and step into it.